Congratulations, you've just decided you want to start concealed carrying a handgun for your protection and the protection of your loved ones. Maybe it's your first gun. Maybe you've never even held one before, let alone shot one. So where do you go from here? Well, one of the first things you're going to hear, and you're going to hear it a lot, is the first thing you should do is take a class and get some training. I wholeheartedly agree with that. You can never get enough training. Even high-level instructors take classes and train often. You can never get too much training. But there's got to be something else you can do. What else can you do before you even take a class? You've just bought your handgun. What can you do to kind of get ahead of the game before you take a class? The 4 firearm safety rules, the 4 universal firearm safety rules. Learn those, learn them, and burn them into your brain where you can just recite them off in your sleep. Safety is very important. You owe it to yourself and you owe it to everybody around you to know the safe operation of a firearm. Go through the owner's manual. These companies put a lot of effort into designing and testing their firearms, and they go through a lot of effort to write out an owner's manual. You'll be able to get a lot of good information in there. See where the controls are. Where's the magazine release? Where's the slide release? What's the muzzle? Where's the trigger? What is the trigger? How does it operate? They should all be in the owner's manual for you. Something else you can do, and this is what I want to make this video about: becoming familiar and handling your firearm. Let's talk about that. Okay, I'm going to try to make this as quick and painless as possible. But you want to get used to how your gun feels in your hand. The first thing you want to do is make sure there's no ammunition in the room with you. Make sure ammunition is not even in the same room. Let's go over the parts of the gun real quick. That's the muzzle, that's the front sight, that's the ejection port, that's the rear sight, this is the grip, this is the magazine release, that's the trigger guard, and that's the trigger. Drop your magazine, make sure there's no ammunition in the magazine, as well as not even in the room with you. Now we're going to learn how to lock the slide open. You want to get used to how that feels. The springs can be pretty stiff when you first get your gun. They're kind of stiff until they break in, but you come over top, reach over top of your gun like this, and have your hand with your webbing of your hand right here, high up on the tang. That's called the tang of your gun. Hold, and you want to pull with this hand and push with this hand while putting pressure on your, that's called the slide catch, or the slide release, depending on who you're talking to. Lock it open. You put pressure up with your thumb as you're pushing and pulling, and it'll lock the slide open. Learn how to grip your gun, just kind of practice. You'll learn a lot of the really fine points detailed in class. But hold it like this, flag your thumb up, and you see an empty spot here. You put the meat of your support hand in there and put pressure in. Get used to holding it up, getting your sights lined up, and just feel the gun in your hand. When you want to see what the trigger feels like, you want to get used to that. Pull the trigger. You'll get some slack, and then you'll feel what's called what they call a wall. It's just kind of a bit of a hard stop. And see what the trigger feels like. You can hold the trigger back, re-rack it, and you'll see a release. You release the trigger and you'll find the reset. Pull the trigger again, see what it feels like. Reset. But for right now, we just want to get used to how the gun feels in our hands. Practice picking it up. It's laying on the table. Pick it up. Lay it down. Trigger finger always on the slide. You grip with these 3 fingers. And practice gripping. Just get used to how the gun feels in your hand and how to manipulate the controls. How to rack the slide. How to drop the magazine. You can drop it a few times, put it in, I suggest that you do this in a quiet room where you can concentrate. Whenever you're handling your gun, you always want your mind focused on what you're doing. Don't do it sitting in front of the TV, watching the TV, at least not right away. Remember, you're new at this, and you're trying to learn as much as you can about how your gun feels, how the controls work. And you can drop it with drop the slide with using the slide release, or you can do it easy by holding it, releasing it, pushing down on the slide release, and slowly letting it go forward. Learn how to feel how it feels to rack your gun. And you rack it and let it go. Rack it, let it go. Get used to doing that. How does it feel? Getting your grip down. You don't want the first time you're picking up your gun to be when you go to a class, because you're going to be fumbling it around and possibly pointing it at somebody else. You want to be comfortable with how your gun feels in your hand. Practice picking it up again, like I said, picking it up. So that's it. Just get used to how your gun feels. Feel it in your hand. You can even do the grip. Feel your grip with it, the slide locked open like that. When you go to your class and it's not new to you, how it feels in your hand, you're going to be able to concentrate on what the instructor is teaching you, on how to handle, manipulate, and fire your gun. You're going to be able to concentrate on that much better than being worried about, oh my gosh, I've never touched it before, and you're fumbling it around. All right, that's it, guys. I hope this helps you. Learn the 4 firearm safety rules, read the owner's manual, and don't be afraid, with no ammunition in the room, to handle your gun. Just get used to it. It gets very comfortable after a while, and it's a lot of fun to shoot. It's a lot of fun to challenge yourself with targets and to get proficient with your firearm. It really is a lot of fun. All right, good luck on your journey. Be safe and have fun, and get used to how your gun feels in your hand. All right, until the next video, please like, subscribe, share, comment, and I'll see you on the next video.